Welcome to ICE Webinars, a cool place for hot topics. ICE Magazine is proud to bring our monthly webinar series to the imaging industry. ICE is the community that directly links nearly 7,000 imaging professionals with a monthly magazine, online community, annual conference, and now a monthly webinar series. It's not too late to sign up for our ICE 2021 conference on May 11th and 12th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Imaging Conference and Expo is the only conference dedicated to imaging directors, radiology administrators, and imaging engineers from hospital imaging departments, freestanding imaging centers, and group practices. ICE 2021 offers 32 continuing education credits from AHRA. Our pre-show planner is available for download in the handouts section of your webinar dashboard. Please look it over and visit attendice.com for more details. ICE Webinars would like to thank our sponsor, Technical Prospects. Technical Prospects is an industry-leading medical imaging parts, training, and support service provider. They provide the medical imaging industry with the highest quality QA-tested Siemens parts at significant cost savings compared to the OEM. Through their stringent ISO-certified quality assurance processes, they are able to keep imaging systems up and running with an extremely low DOA rate for their parts. Technical Prospects Medical Imaging Training Program sets the standard with the only AMI accredited training center in the world offering 45 ACI CEUs per course. Technical Prospects Training Program allows students to train your way through in-person training or through their innovative interactive virtual training academy, which modernizes the classroom for today's imaging engineers. Technical Prospects also offers customers a 360-degree advantage surrounded by support including expert medical imaging service, 24/7 technical support, capital equipment sales, and more tailored solutions to fit your technical imaging needs. For more information, please visit technicalprospects.com. We're excited about today's presentation featuring Sam Derwish, Chairman of Engineering and Vice President of Operations at Technical Prospects. Sam is an experienced CT and MRI senior engineer and subject matter expert. He has been in the medical imaging industry for 20+ years, working with industry-leading CT and MRI manufacturers, as well as major independent service organizations worldwide. Today's webinar is eligible for one ARRT Category A Continuing Education Credit by AHRA and is approved for one CRA credit. You can obtain your CE certificate by completing the post-webinar survey. More details on this at the end of today's webinar. As I mentioned earlier, our presenter today is Sam Derwish. Sam will provide attendees the opportunity to review how healthcare systems are capitalizing on their most loyal asset to change the imaging industry. Sam, you may begin whenever you are ready.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me today. It's a great opportunity to connect back with the imaging community and share few aspects of our recent research and participation in the market, in which we will discuss the in-house programs, how to build an in-house program, why it's needed now more than any other time, and also we will share a case study that we have implemented over the last 18 months to one of the largest healthcare systems in the nation and how they benefited from that experience. Again, my name is Sam Derwish. I'm the Chairman of Engineering and Vice President of Operation at Technical Prospects. as technical prospects always did, the main goal will always be to serve the imaging community and empower healthcare system to do what's best for their people and to serve their assets. So it's no secret that we are experiencing today an imaging talent shortage. It has been for the next few minutes here, for the last few years, a big puzzle that we all try to figure out. What's the solution for the imaging talent shortage? Is the shortage happening due to lack of training or because the talent is not existent? I believe what we are trying to highlight is our finding that engineers in general are capable to tackle any problem in the imaging world if they were supported properly, if they had the right education, the right tools, and above all, the right support system that could help them navigate the difficulties of mastering such difficult trades. So as we are analyzing the market today, we look at the last 10 years. We find out that the number of qualified imaging engineers in the market are decreasing drastically. That's because the lack of training remains evident in the imaging industry. We don't have enough workshops, enough certified on-job training, enough certified training academies in which you know for fact that the engineer will be taken through series of developments, from the hands-on to the basics, to the safety courses, to the system courses, and up to the image quality and to the troubleshooting. OEM and manufacturer, they don't articulate it that way. They build their own workforce differently, and it remains a black box to many healthcare systems who spend millions of dollars on purchasing equipment. It's still till today the first solution that comes to a healthcare administrator mind. It's to hire the OEM or to bring in an ISO. Although they are making millions of dollars investments, they were never a clear plan presented to them about how to take their in-house team, evolve and develop their talent to match the new equipment they are purchasing. Because regardless how complex the equipments are, with the proper training, with the proper approaches of knowledge accumulation and building, the in-house team should be able to service these equipments. And as we will see that evidence in the case study we will share toward the end of this presentation. So the obstacles and factors remain clear. Lack of training, lack of certified accredited program in the market, and above all, COVID-19 impact. It's evident over the last 16 months that the number of qualified engineers even decreased more. Those who have accumulated knowledge, they expedite their exit of the industry and retirement. And instead of they retire in 3 years, they took a faster turn to avoid all the complication with the COVID. Barrier of entry, even if we have smart engineers, smart individuals out of vocational schools or such, they're incapable to enter the industry due to all the obstacles of being in direct contact in healthcare environment. All this work against building an in-house program. However, it's also good to understand the importance of building your own in-house team. Training and promoting from within become essential for retention and loyalty. The difference between providing the individual you have in your hospital with the proper education, with the proper engineering coaching, with the proper on-job training, and actually take them through a journey of learning through workshops. It lasts in its impact for years to come in retention within your organizations. It's different than when you bring professionals from outside, pull the training, and then the talent dissipates due to cultural unfit. So, as the old saying by Herb Killer, founder of Southwest Airlines, says, culture eats strategy for breakfast. It's true. Having an individual who is culturally aligned and build their knowledge, it's extremely essential for the stability of your healthcare operation. So the key to build an in-house program, it starts by identifying your high potential biomedical equipment technician. And the healthcare system can do that on their own, or they could bring in a partner who's capable of creating an academic chart, an evaluation, and a roadmap to build knowledge for every individual by applying customized solutions for every individual, as each one has their own strength, their own weaknesses, and their own style of learning. So some of the factors that rise as a concern to build a biomed, it will be the wondering over where to find a traditional educational training programs. And what that is, when you have an individual have no prior knowledge in imaging, they will need an actual structured classwork. That have to be done very swiftly and with high level of nimbleness. That doesn't take the biomed from their daily work. Rather, it would use certain technologies to reach out to them regardless if they are in the hospital or not. And we will discuss this later. Besides that, it will be essential to really understand the impact of what we call on-job training. Besides the structured classwork, the structured courses, you will need to break that barrier to restore confidence through series of on-job training. Training needs to be done by product support engineers, by qualified engineers who will carry the stress of the job, carry the stress of the situation, while the biomed can build their knowledge. Last but not least is to find where you could have workshops in which you will engage your biomedical technician with a peer learning discussion facilitated by an instructor, in which they will speak and discuss and learn about what are the obstacles that you could face when you are solving a certain problem in the field. That helps build the knowledge. To go back to a very essential point I mentioned earlier, it's always been looked at as a black box. It's not possible to become an imaging engineer if you are a biomed. That's been always the mindset. Forgetting that the biomed are individual with high loyalty in the hospital, are individual already adjusted to the hospital environment and cares for the patient's success. So with all that culture fit been overlooked, we always wondered about the obstacles and looked at as an impossible approach. Timing become of essence. The equipment scan faster. Leave us with one concept. When they don't scan, we really feel the gap. When the computed tomography started, it took 45 minutes to scan a patient. Today, it scans a patient in less than 80 seconds. So 4-hour downtime. In the past, we could lose 5 patients. In today's world, you could easily lose 25 patients. That's how the response to service becomes so timely sensitive. As healthcare leaders, if we think of one thing, ensuring that you have a response time equal to 0 minutes by training your in-house team, all obstacles become easy to attain. It will be easy to navigate the training, to train the people, to partner with a proper organization that bridge the gap in the training period and to build their knowledge. All that will be built on one concept, that you are building loyal team, bringing the best in your people, and ensuring 0 response time, not 4 hours, because they are already there, already in-house. So how we change the mindset, how we would let people believe. And here, the obstacles are actually two-sided. The engineering team, the biomedical team, over the years, they got overwhelmed by the concept of the black box. Impossible to be an imaging engineer. That's what everyone imprinted on them over the years. From the hospital administration side, over the years become evident that only the OEM, and in some case, only some respected ISO with engineers trained by the OEM could fix our equipment. So how we change the mindset? To change that mindset, I always wanted to highlight the importance of accreditation. Accredited training program is something known for years in the medical industry. For nurses, we know there's something called registered nurse, others called nurse and practitioner. Even something called certified nurse assistant. Healthcare professionals accepted that sending nurses and nurse aide to certain training program will standardize the level of knowledge needed to do certain clinical work. For years, we had a vacuum in the market for similar grading system for engineers. Having a certified engineering training program is essential to understand the ranking of your engineer. If your engineer finished a service essential training from an accredited program, it means the program been vetted for its engineering effectiveness. And that's when the CEUs, the credit units, come into account. So the certified education units, it shows the highest rigor and impact of a training program, with a scale showing the highest level of knowledge is obtained at 8 CEU per day. So for 1 week training, if you get any program that offer you 40 plus, that's a premium education for your engineer. That's your yardstick. However, there are some programs that designed by professors, in our case, technical prospects. Myself, I am an imaging professor certified in 3 universities. Our accreditation exceeds the premium education. We do offer 45 credit units a week. And by doing that, we ensure the healthcare systems, that's the education that their engineers are given is equivalently certified to those that the medical staff will have. Besides the quality education engineers get through these programs, it also have 2 psychological factors that's very essential for us. It helps restore the self-confidence that the engineers have in their souls. The biomed technician will look into this as an aid for their confidence, so they know it's no longer a black box. There is an engineering body like the Association for the Advancements of Medical Instrumentation, AMI, holds certain AMI standards that based on those standards, AMI certify a certain engineering program to be a premium education or half premium education based on the credit unit they give. So the biomedical technician, when they receive a service hands-on or a service essential, followed by a system course, followed by advanced course, all these courses are ranked. When we say service essential to take first call, the program is vetted to provide the essential knowledge needed to do such tasks. When you take the course at technical prospect, advanced course for example, cryogenic, and cryogenics advancement for MRI. Will that course been vetted before it's certified that actually would have all the essential elements that makes you capable to replace a cold head or to replace internal magnet sensors and so on and so forth. So it gives that comfort to the individual. Also, it helps administrators and a clinical team to actually have that faith in individuals, increase their credibility. Because those engineers now, if we call them engineers, they actually in their way to be certified on the same rigorous system that clinical staff is certified on through a clinical accredited program. So it's essential to understand in order to build an in-house program, you would need to partner with an accredited training academy. That is pretty much really the first pillar you need to take under consideration as you are looking to develop your in-house team. Overall, been agreed on that's AMI Credentials Institutes or ACI. Today considered the higher authority for our imaging industry. That institute's deemed to be the main body for accreditation for engineering knowledge. Academic by themselves failed to see the gap in hands-on training. Fragmented training program failed to understand the actual need for a certain level of engineering in order to create troubleshooters out of biomed and not just part changers. AMI, or the ACI, if you will, the AMI Credentials Institutes, do have both paradigms come together to vet any training program based on academic rigor plus engineering hands-on and understanding of troubleshooting needs in the field. That's what deemed to be the most effective accreditation program in our industry. Engineering institutes like Technical Prospects. For 24 years, the institute's founded by an engineer, by a field engineer, if you will, which we live his value and vision today, translating daily the vision of our CEO, who's the son of the founder, also a very visionary engineer who works daily with the operation body to ensure wherever we are developing is actually incorporating the latest technology. So in places like Technical Prospects, not incorporating technology is never accepted. Therefore, when we are evaluating our capabilities over the last 2 years to actually develop an in-house program, we came up with a solution that could fit the challenge. The challenge is to have a biomedical engineer. It might need 2 years worth of education to make him a fully capable imaging engineer. So that's when we came to a conclusion. We can't keep pulling people out of the field. When we offer the program to healthcare systems, it has to be very sensitive for the time effectiveness. That's when technical prospects invested hundreds of thousands to introduce what we call the Interactive Virtual Training Academy. So the IVTA, it's pretty much a platform that we developed, that we worked with providers to ensure that the engineers from anywhere, they can log into their laptops, see the classroom, interact in the classroom, see the labs, talk to the labs instructors, look in full details to what the systems write on the whiteboard from anywhere they are. Of course, after we shared that concept with the AMI, the ACI approved a full credit for all our standard courses. If you have a few minutes later, I will highly encourage you to go to Technical Prospects website and check a short video we have that speaks about the Interactive Virtual Training Academy. That video will show you more in details what we could offer to your biomed while they are in their hospitals, how we could create a customized approach that fit exactly where each individual of your team is, what's the equipment they are servicing, and how we ensure a continuous education while maintaining change in technology. So 18 months ago, through all our research and approaches, we were able to partner with the healthcare system and start implementing all our phases that customized and designed to take their biomed team to become imaging engineers. So to the day we started, they were serviced by the OEM, every piece of assets through all the hospitals, all the imaging centers were actually serviced by the OEM. Collecting concepts from in-house team, it becomes clear that the overall approach was the OEM come to the site, do the job, try to make it as less communicative as possible, especially when they see biomed engineers around. And that's a technique some of the OEM works on. So the solution we developed is that per region, and I'm going to share a case study of one region in which has 4 hospitals, 5 imaging centers, is to take service of their imaging assets for 5 years. In this 5 years, we offered free of charge customized training. That's include working with their biomed, identifying high potential, identifying a retention strategy, and offer 3-pillar training system. Training courses, that's literally your educational labs, your courses, the actual gradually advanced courses. I'll take computed tomography as an example. We offered X-ray fundamentals, X-ray safety, X-ray basics, principles of computed tomography, service essentials of computed tomography, system hands-on based on how many systems they have, which family. If it's Siemens, then it's a Sensation, it's the E-line family, and so on and so forth. After that, we went to the second pillar of training, which is the progressive on-job training. And that's pretty much, you learn things in a classroom, not necessarily you apply it in the field. And you need a lot of confidence to be built before you are able to take calls on your own. So we have a progressive on-job training in which it's not taught by, you're not shadowing our field engineers. Our field engineers take care of your system. Progressive on-job training, they're actually product support engineers, specialists, and national tech supports from the technical prospects team will be at your location to provide on-job training. On-job training is we respond to certain high difficulty calls or medium difficulty, depending on where you are within your paradigm. And then we will show you how we troubleshoot and approach things. For example, in cath lab and in MRI, we say every cath lab and every MRI built based on a checklist, based on the first purchase. It's not off-shelf a product like CTs. CTs will have some application customization, some in certain cases licensing customization, but cath lab is fully customized. Some of them make it hybrid suite. Matter of fact, technical prospects, it could be the only ISO today that serves the Phenom platform, that we have expertise in the Trump table, that we deal with the KUKA arm. We deal with all the new technology. We deal in MRI up to the SOLA and the Beta, and we're studying Lumina currently. So pretty much the on-job training, it let you break the ice with the personality of your systems, not just you learn them in their actual training courses. It actually have a component for progressive on-job training. Shows you the actual on-job training, how it's done for that particular system. So you learn the behavior of your machines with zero stress. Somebody else fixing the system. Your attendees there, it's for learning to ask and to interact. The feedback from the instructors in the training courses, from the senior engineers, product support, and national tech support in the on-job training will all be developed in a certain format and provided to your assigned mentor. Your mentor will work with you on workshops. Workshops is like intervention. You sit there and you talk to your mentor about the last 3 months, and that's how we evaluate your progress. Those checkpoints are priceless because we all do things and learn, but we want a fair eye, a balanced third eye evaluation of what we do on a daily basis. That's how we ensure that we have balanced education with a balanced plan to move forward. Sometimes we repeat certain courses, sometimes we repeat some progressive on-job training, sometimes we pass and we advance to the next phase. So in that particular case study, we developed 2 engineers for CT and MR, 2 engineers for X-ray, nuc med, and cath angio training, 2 engineers for special products, ultrasound and mammography. Each engineer received 3 structured courses per year, provided progressive on-job training. First year, each engineer is engaged in 50 hours on-job training, year 2, 80, and projected for year 3 to be 100, and so on and so forth. Each engineer participated in 4 workshops, once per quarter, every quarter, with a full focus on evaluation, advancement, and retention. So how much that healthcare system saved? Year 2, they saved 51. The beginning of year 3, they saved 154,000. We're expecting them in year 4 to save 257, and year 5 to save 360, because the more knowledge the biomed will get, the more first call they will get. Of course, under our supervision, the engineer will always be dispatched and take care of everything. We do believe by year 4, they should be able to take care of 80% of everything. By year 5, they will be on their own. We will be there for support only. And with that, they will be able to realize their full saving. They will be capable to work on their own by year 5. We also going to maintain the mentorship program. They reached out and they said the engineers heavily benefited from that. So that's to be continued. We also going to offer them a shared risk contract in which we will cover their parts on a very discounted rate. And the engineers will continue their workshop because they wanted to continue those checkpoints and continue participate in training courses as they see fit. In general, we are seeing programs that we are evaluating currently to maximize cost saving to another healthcare system with up to 4 engineers CTMR, 7 engineers cath angio, and 6 engineers in mammography. The message here is regardless how big is your system, you still can create regions, develop your biomed to maximize your saving, and engage in building your in-house program. In that case, we're looking at year 1, $500,000, year 2, $750,000, year 3, $1 million, year 4, 1.2, and year 5, 1.6 million. Total cost saving over 5 years is $5 million. So even when your team is fully capable of servicing their imaging equipment, the service support at technical prospects will be available 24/7 for any difficult scenarios, any difficult problem. We see a lot. We're doing some analysis and I looked at how many image artifacts for MRIs, and we actually look for our customers today in 1 month over 250 image quality problem worldwide for all the customers that they utilize our tech support. I believe if we look at why our national tech support are extremely capable, because it takes a lifetime for any MRI engineer to look at maybe 50 imaging quality problems, and here in a month our team see 257 image quality problem. So that's what creates the depth of knowledge that we have. With that, I'll be concluded the insight, case study, and research outcomes of building your own in-house program with the help of technical prospects as your partner through the journey of bridging the gap, taking care of your equipment through the learning period, as well as prepping your in-house staff through customized approach to obtain their knowledge. We'll open the floor for questions.
Thank you so much, Sam, for this valuable information. As a reminder to our audience, if you have a question, please use the questions feature on your webinar dashboard. We do have some questions that have come in so far, so we'll start with those.
Please.
After developing the in-house development process, how do you maximize retention?
Thank you so much. That's a great question. So the workshops, it will be really our checkpoints, our statistical approach to understand where the engineers are. Are they pressured through the learning? Do we need to expedite, or do we need to slow down for each individual their learning curve? Every 3 months, we share an insight with the administrators of the healthcare systems and stakeholders who needs to be involved about where the engineers are, what's their empowerment factor today, how happy they are, and how engaged they are. All built statistically based on the interaction with the engineers and the overall evaluation. And then we will we'll make the proper adjustment if it's in the engineering side, or provide insights about engineering retention to the hospital administration staff to take the required action. Then we will measure again.
All right, our next question is, with everything going on in all other industries, do you believe we will see an artificial intelligence solution for clinical engineering similar to what has happened in the medical field?
That's a great question. I predicted that 2 years ago. I talked about it in the RSNA formerly, and I talked heavily about artificial intelligence. Yes, just like we learned now about something called telemedicine over the last 3 years. It started in UK and Rwanda. There are many companies that they have few doctors in the core and a big artificial intelligence database, and the patients can log into that database and actually answer questions about their health, and then it literally eliminates the symptoms for up to 85% artificially intelligent diagnostic tools. I believe if we can do that for the human illness, for the human body, soon we should be able to do that for equipments. Diagnostic a human, I believe it should be more complex and more critical than diagnostic an MRI. So I believe we all gonna see an artificial intelligence database in which you can eliminate reason based on errors or based on symptoms, eliminate reasons of malfunctions in systems, and that database will serve as your tech support eventually, or as your senior engineers, and that will facilitate a lot our frontline staff work.
All right, thank you, Sam. Our next question is, with the medical imaging having a talent shortage, what group are we recommending be utilized through progressive training that previously may have been overlooked for servicing imaging systems?
That's a fabulous question. That's in the core of what we're trying to actually advocate to in technical prospects for the medical industry. The group that I do believe they have been overlooked for years is the biomedical equipment technician. I believe they do have the loyalty, they do have the cultural fit within the hospital system. They will need the proper support, the proper progressive training, and pretty much the secure base, if you will, which is in this case, for example, technical prospects, engineer, and tech support, so they can navigate, build their confidence, and take care of healthcare systems.
Thank you so much, Sam, for such a valuable presentation today. I would like to encourage everyone to visit our sponsor to learn more about the services they provide to our industry. Please visit technicalprospects.com. As a reminder, you can obtain your CE certificate by completing the post-webinar survey. The survey will be emailed 1 hour after the completion of today's webinar. You must complete the survey to receive your 1 continuing education credit. You'll be able to download the certificate once the survey is submitted. If you have any questions, you can reach us at webinar@mdpublishing.com. ICE Magazine is proud to bring our monthly webinar series to the imaging industry. Thank you for being part of the ICE community. For more information about our upcoming webinars, please visit icewebinars.live. Thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you.